As we enter into October, that means it's just about time to harvest cotton. But it hasn't been an easy journey for producers to get to this point. There have been quite the challenges this year that started from day one when it was time to put the seeds in the ground.
The big issue's been rainfall. We've had a lot of rainfall that's been timely and ultimately been a lot what you call too much at too often at times. You know, we started the planting season off normally in about middle of May, which is about, halfway through our planting window. We had a lot of rain that kept a lot of guys out of the field and slowed planting to the point where we have a lot of later planted cotton than we typically do.
As the season progressed, the rains never really did ease up.
We continued to have rain. It's dried off here at the very end for some of us. Some places dried out earlier than others, but in general, we've had a wet weather crop. And a lot of times that means good things, but it doesn't always.
When it isn't a good thing is when growers can't get their equipment out into the fields.
We've been delayed on putting out fertilizers, been delayed in putting out pesticides and that kind of thing.
Whitaker is hopeful, though, that this year is going to be a good one for producers in Georgia after not having to deal with some of the problems like they did last year.
I think all in all, we'll have a better year than a lot of them. I think hopefully we'll have a good year. Last year was tough for us from a standpoint of a hurricane and an issue with insects and whiteflies.
Producers haven't had to deal with a lot of whiteflies this year, and experts say that can be attributed to this past year's winter.
Well, I think we just had less whiteflies due to a winter kill. If we go back to last January, we had two pretty good cold snaps where we got down in the low 20s, and we saw a lot of mortality in the adult stage of whiteflies. It did not eliminate whiteflies, but it got it back to a more manageable number.
Robert says that the weather we've had this year during the growing season has also kept down the whitefly problem.
Another factor that has helped keep the numbers down is we just had frequent rainfall. Literally from the time we planted this crop until just recently. And when we get these thunderstorms, as the cold weather is detrimental to adult whiteflies, so are these heavy thunderstorms.
However, growers aren't in the clear with pests just yet, especially if you have late planted cotton.
One of the things we'd really like to encourage growers to do is to defoliate cotton and harvest that in a timely manner. There are a lot of reasons to do that. Just preserving quality, but when we think about whiteflies, the whiteflies that are reproducing in cotton right now are seed for whiteflies we're going to deal with in 2019.
Roberts is just grateful for the great year we've had and wants to encourage growers to get ready for next year.
We're just fortunate. Insects hadn't been a major issue for us. Just want to encourage growers to make sure they have scouts lined up for next year so we can make good decisions managing insects.
Reporting in Tifton for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.